Sorry, some of them don't have titles. I can see Ochu as well. Uh, um, yes, so this is what I can see from my very end here, just in case. I see one Asma Musa as well. I can see Augustina Ochu. So we're all welcome. We would want to quickly just get on board and have this event started off so that we can save on time, given our busy schedules. So this is how this webinar is going to go. Basically, we will start with acknowledging those that are able to join us right on time, and we will take a welcome address from our chairman of the board of trustees of this cooperative, and maybe just read a citation of our guest lecturer this morning, and we would have a session of Q&A just to raise concerns or issues based on the presentation, and hopefully we're able to get answers to the questions we have. If you are not able to speak from where you are, please do feel free to just type in the chat box. We would read out your questions, or the facilitator would from time to time check in there to see questions that is able to take and respond to. Afterwards, we are hoping we will get another presentation from Cynthia Musa. Cynthia is regional manager North Central of Nupenco. Hopefully, she will be joining us very shortly. She will be speaking on maximizing opportunities in the pension industry. Of course, this is very valid for professors and how they can access 25% of their RSA security. Afterwards, we'll take questions and answer, and then if there are any other materials or resources that we need to have as participants of this webinar, it will be made known to us. Then we'll have a closing remarks from the secretary of the cooperative, and then we should call it a day. Hopefully, these whole conversations should happen within the next 1 hour, 30 minutes. Once again, let me formally welcome you all here, and then to announce that we can quickly just move on to the next item on the agenda, which is the welcome address from our very own chairman, Board of Trustees of UAMASUUCOOPS. I got a message from him this morning. He's participating in the neck for neck meeting that is ongoing currently in Abuja, but he has asked the vice chairman to represent him in person of Dr. Ikume, who also called me that he's finding difficulty connecting. However, we will not wait. Whenever he comes in, we will take his remarks at the next available opportunity. But for now, you will just permit me to quickly jump right in, and perhaps we'll just take very quickly the citation of our guest lecturer this morning. I am sure most of us, if not some of us, at some point would have had an encounter with our Professor Adejola. But for the purposes of not making assumption, I will just take a brief moment to just read out a citation to give us a fair idea of the person we are going to be listening to this morning. You can see, I don't know, whoa. You already see Prof. His name is boldly written there. Professor Paul Adejola is there wearing pink. But I will just go ahead to read out his citation very quickly so that we can run off to other things we need to do. Professor Adebayo Paul Adejola was born in Gusau, Zamfara State, and he has established a multidisciplinary expertise spanning accounting, business, finance, forensics, and even information technology. He holds a visiting professorship at Annan University in Kwal and Nasarawa State University, Kefi, Nigeria. Professor Adejola is a thoroughbred professional. He is a fellow of the Association of National Accountants of Nigeria, ANAM, Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, ICANN, Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria, CITN, Institute of Chartered Economics of Nigeria, ICEN, Association of Chartered Certified Systems Accountants, ACCSA Global. USA. He's a he's the president of the Certified Institute of Business Entrepreneur and a fellow Association of Forensic and Investigative Auditors, AFIA, is also a fellow of the Canada and a member of American Accounting Association. Aside bagging 3 PhDs from Nigeria, the United Kingdom, and Turks and Caicos Island in business administration, finance and accounting, and forensic accounting and audit respectively, Professor Adejola is honored with a professional doctorate degree in economics. He has published over 30 books, authored over 75 articles in referee local and international journals, and has developed over 120 training packages for the empowerment of accountants and non-accountants in Asia, Africa, United States of America, and Europe. He has supervised the dissertations of over 70 postgraduate students in Nigeria and abroad. His research spans 21 years across reputable institutions worldwide. He's recognized for his exceptional contributions to academia and professional practice, and he has received numerous awards to this effect, including the ICANN Prize for Best All-Round Graduating Student in Accounting, the Coopers and Lee Brand Prize for Best Graduating Students in Auditing and Investigation, Bank of the North Limited Prize for Top Graduate, and Alubi Obande and Chu Prize for the Best Graduating Student Intersection. Currently, he chairs the Education, Training and ICT Skills Committee of ANAN and leads initiatives such as the registration of ANAN USA and ANAN Canada branches. He's also the regional representative of ACCSA Global and the managing consultant at White Knight Consulting in Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, please, you would help make welcome our very guest lecturer for today, Professor Paul Adejola. I must tell you, it's quite an enigmatic experience listening to him. Fasten your seatbelts and take your notes where possible. We will do all well to share the presentation as soon as we can. At this point, Prof, let me hand over this platform to you to take over. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Chris, for the introduction and for putting this program together, this webinar. It is in giving that we receive, in pardoning we are pardoned, and in dying we are born to eternal life. I will return all the glory to God this morning. My popular saying, each time they read this citation, I will return the glory to God, because as long as a man is not stealing the glory, God, the doer, will continually do it. His backing, that's the backing of the extraordinary God, makes an ordinary man appear extraordinary. Good morning, distinguished professors, PhDs, and if we have no academics among us, greetings from the United States of America. We just hit the ground running. We'll be talking about smart saving this morning, planning for your future today. But before I share my slide, I will just share with us some experience I've had about the issue of retirement. Before I left Nigeria 2 years ago, a woman met me and she lamented that she has put in 30 years in foreign affairs and her retirement benefit about 5 million naira. And even before she was able to collect that 5 million naira, she had to settle some people. So at the end of the day, what they eventually give to her, less than 5 million naira. Just last month, the same woman called me, why in the US here? Say, Prof, where do I start from? That 5 million, that 4 point something million thereabout is gone. How do I begin? I don't have anything to fall back on. Fantastic if some of us have started planning for retirement before now. But for those of us who have not started the plan, who have not started at all, it is not late. I've read the history of billionaires we have in the world today, and I discover that even some of these billionaires started at age 65, and yet they made their billions. All we just need in life is financial education. All we need also is idea. It is never too late to start from somewhere. And it's a gory sight when you see people retired, not only in Nigeria, because I keep saying it, we should not peculiarize our own challenges. It's everywhere. We have retirees also in the US here. Some are struggling, though they have a fantastic plan for their own retirees, but then they cannot make ends meet, especially some of us who are already exposed to high cost of living. Imagine somebody who is already used to spending average of 500,000, just giving that as an example, in a month. And they are now saying after retirement, you need to now adjust to 100,000. It's not easy. But then, in order for it to be easy for us, and in order for us, if you still want to maintain that kind of life, the correct thing to do is what we are doing today. Begin to save for tomorrow. Plan the future today. Now, we quickly share this slide. All right. Okay. Smart saving for a secure retirement. Planning for your future today. See a very wonderful quote from Malcolm. The future belongs to those who prepare for it today. Charles put it this way. That's another great scholar and great thinker. He said, life is like a house full of treasures, but under lock and key. Yet we are called upon to draw as many treasures as possible from this house. Until we have the right key, we will not access this treasure. So the right key now when it comes to retirement, because in this life, that we say life is like a house full of treasures, but under lock and key. So we need the right key to open the door and access the treasure. The same thing with retirement. So retirement is not the end of the road. It's a beginning of a new opportunity entirely. And those who will enjoy these benefits of retirement are those who have the right key to use. And one of such right key is making your money to work for you. That's how just focus mainly on smart saving. The objective of this presentation, we can see it, understand the importance of smart saving and early planning. We explore investment options and risk management, then develop an action plan to secure your financial future. What do we mean when we say plan early or plan for retirement? Why is it relevant? Retirement is not the end, it's a new beginning. I've just mentioned that. And again, paraphrase, secure retirement is equal to what? I want us to see this now. This equation. For us in accounting, they will tell us accounting equation states that what? Assets must be equal to capital plus liabilities. The meaning of that is ownership must be equal to ownership. What you own is equal to what you owe. Now, if we come to secure retirement, see the equation for secure retirement. Peace of mind plus purposeful living. That should be the beauty. That should be the goal. That should be the focus of retirement. A well-planned retirement ensures financial stability, allowing you to focus on health, relationship, and fulfilling activities without stress. And we advise here, say, start planning early, live better later. That is, pay the price now. Price is PRICE, and enjoying the prize later, PRIZE. Make the sacrifice today. The earlier you plan, the more comfortable and independent your retirement years will be. Delayed planning often leads to financial struggles. I just gave us an example. That woman in a pitiable situation. And say secure retirement is not a dream, it's a decision. What do we mean when we say smart saving? Saving intentionally with a purpose. That's definition number one. Smart saving is what? Saving intentionally with a purpose. And every amount saved should have a goal. That's what we mean by purpose. It's not just putting money, you planning for your retirement. Say, okay, I know I'm going to retire in the next 10 years or in the next 2 or 3 years. Then be saving towards that retirement. And see another equation here, purposeful saving is equal to financial security. Because when you save without a goal, there is no goal. You have to have a goal before you can talk of you moving forward. So if you just say, let me just save because people are saving without defining, there is tendency that you use this money save for different things other than the purpose. Spending less than you earn and investing the difference. Smart saving. Not the situation we have that some of us, even before the salary come, it is already gone. And once the salary come, what we do with it is to pay debt, be settling people. And here there is a golden rule. Income minus expenses is what? Savings and investment. If your monthly income, for example, is 500,000 and all your expenses is 350,000, the balance of 150,000 should be for savings and investment. And I need to clarify here, when I say saving, not that money you leave in your salary account, you call it saving. You know, all the policies of CBN in Nigeria, they charge you for every transaction. Rather than your money increasing, it's even reducing. But when we say savings now for purpose of retirement, is a deliberate, calculated, conscious effort or conscious step taken to say, I'm keeping this money in one fixed deposit account, such as we discussed in our last meeting. We have some investment company tested and trusted, AXA, Mansard. I'm not just teaching theory. Some of us who participated during the retreat held in Abuja by the university, I showed us the dashboard. Smart saving. Even recently, just few days ago, I had to go and check my dashboard. Can you imagine somebody fix money in the account, that's money market of AXA Mansard? And honestly, I'm just sharing this with us. I said we do many things to the glory of God, not to boast. What I get by way of my monthly interest based on what I've fixed there is over 1.5 million naira. So what are we talking about? Do I need now to wait until I'm 60 or 70 before talking of retirement? No, I can even start my retirement now. I've even started because all I'm doing now is visiting lecturer, visiting professor. Let's leave that one apart. Choosing high impact saving habits. Look at this, very, very important. Automate savings, cut unnecessary expenses. We should not eat with our 10 fingers. As a matter of fact, some of us so generous, and I told people it is God that is almighty, that is all sufficient, that can meet the need of everyone and will not feel anything. He is unlimited. Don't say in the name of you want to help people. It's good you help people. In the name of you want to help people, all your salary, you start dishing it out. Take good care of yourself first. Now we say choosing high impact saving, cut unnecessary expenses, prioritize needs over wants. Saving strategies like the 50/30/20 rule. See the 50%. That is a saving strategy. 50% of your saving should be towards your need. You want to pay students, your children's school fees, you want to take care of your house rent if you are still a tenant, and so on. 30% on wants. That's if you even have to spend up to this 30%. That is, you want to go and feel good, take good care of yourself. Because business before pleasure. When you have done the business, you need to enjoy yourself. Somebody put it this way, I like. They say chop life before life chop you. And the meaning of chop life, you can't just continue on, you continue doing all the work and you will not have time for yourself to rest. Just recently, my own wife here advised me, she called me saying, you have been working, you sleep like 3 hours average daily. You need to go on holiday, go and give yourself a treat. Go on vacation, at least for 1 week or maximum 2 weeks. Then we have the other 20%, 20% savings and investment. This is the strategies. Please look at it again. 50, 30, and 20 rule. 50% of your income to be channeled to meet your needs, their necessities. 30% on wants, something that is not a need to you. Then 20% must be saved. Then what is smart saving? Align saving goals with future needs. Plan based on short term, mid term, and long term. Example, short term emergency fund. Save also. They call that one in economics precautionary motive. So you save for that purpose. Then mid term, we have house purchase. Then long term retirement and investment. And see this quotation by Warren Buffett. Don't save what is left after spending. Spend what is left after saving. Very straightforward. As soon as you get your salary, if you have done your calculation, particularly if you are applying this, don't come and start and say, let me have my salary. Of course, you have your cards. Let me go and do window shopping first. Let me go and see. By doing window shopping, you may be attracted to buy what you don't need. So what we are saying, as your salary is coming in, you have your plan, especially some of us who have simple budget. 20% of this my salary is going into saving. Then you can begin to talk of spending. I said, don't save what is left after spending. Spend what is left after saving. It means savings precede spending. Key principles, key principles of smart saving. Number one, save consistently, no matter how small. Look at this simple calculation. Say small regular savings add up over time. Example, look at this. Example, saving 3,000, as small as 3,000 is, check that. Saving 3,000 daily turns into 1,095,000 yearly. And if you have like 10 years to retirement, multiply 1,095,000 yearly by 10. We're talking of 10 million plus. And that was when you reinvest. Imagine the power of long-term discipline. Consistency beats occasional big savings. Don't say, okay, I'm expecting one big and one huge amount in 3 years' time. So once that huge amount can, we'll go and save that one. No, start with the small one you have today. Small, small. Drops of water make a mighty ocean. And we say certainty is better than possibility. It's better you save the 3,000 or 5,000 today than for you to wait for future when you are expecting one huge sum of money. Key principle again, track your income and expenses. Know where your money goes each month. Use budgeting apps or a simple spreadsheet to monitor spending habits. I'm glad that the coordinator, is he the chairman now, Dr. Chris, will also be in Paris by God's grace next month for the training conference organized by the Certified Institute of Business Entrepreneurs, USA. It's one of the package I've penciled together. During that conference, we are going to practically demonstrate. We have apps, very simple to use, online app to help you monitor your spending and expenses. That is budget. We are going to do that. As we do that, that's during the training session. When you go back to Makurdi, Nigeria, you should help also share among the academic and non-academic staff. Very, very expository and very relevant. Then automate your savings. Set up a direct debit from your salary or bank account into a savings account. I'm going to show us later some of these banks where they pay our salaries. They have provisions for savings account that you have to open a savings account and there is interest. But I realize because the nature of our financial institution, they don't want to make that one pronounced to them because they want to collect more from customers.
Yeah.
Use budgeting apps or a simple spreadsheet to monitor spending habits, avoid financial leaks. Then we say automate your savings. Set up a direct debit from your salary or bank account into a savings account. You can give your bank a direct instruction that every month from my salary, as my salary is coming in, this also percent should be paid or transfer into my savings account, because savings account attract interest. Current account attract charges. They charge you. Then we say pay yourself first. Treat saving as a non-negotiable monthly expense. What do we say here? Pay yourself first. It's still aligned with what that person say. Chop life before life chop you. Pay yourself first. That is your savings. Then automating ensures discipline with effort. Let's go straight. Key principle of smart saving: build an emergency fund. Aim for 3 to 6 months worth of expenses. Save separately. Protects you from unexpected medical bills, job loss, or emergencies, depending on how much you want to save. I read one story of a woman, the story of a woman just 2 days ago. Very pathetic, very touching, and heartbreaking. A pregnant woman here in our country, Nigeria, heavily pregnant. And the husband took her to the hospital. She needed urgent attention. And the hospital asked her or asked the man to pay a deposit of 500,000 before they even attend to the wife. That's to the pregnant woman. And he can't afford. Where will he get the 500,000? He said he don't have that much to pay as down payment. And he started carrying the woman about there and there. Refer to this hospital. The long and short is that the woman died in this process. It's good we plan for emergency. That's what we are saying here. Aim for 3 to 6 months worth of expense. Save separately to meet emergency. It protects you from unexpected medical bills, job loss, or emergencies. Keep it in a high-yield savings account for accessibility without temptation. Especially in this part of the world, thank God in Nigeria, we have all rights. When it comes to employment, if you are a civil servant, they cannot just fire you anyhow. But in these developed countries, they don't take any nonsense. Sometimes they may not even bother giving you query. In Nigeria, they will say query 1 in 1, 1 in 2, like that. But here, your employer can just look at you and just your service no longer required. What do you do? And that is all. Prioritize need versus want. Needs. When we say needs, housing, food, healthcare, education. Want, luxury shopping, expensive gadget, frequent dining out. Then golden rule: if you can live without it, reconsider before spending. That is, if anything you want to put your money on is something you can do without, you can live without it, think twice before you commit your resources on them. Then we say use the 50-30-20 rule. 50% on needs. See the needs. We have given example here. Want, we've given example, savings and investment. Now we have another subheading. We say budgeting, the foundation of smart saving. You have to have a budget. Budget is all about financial plan. If you want to travel tomorrow and you can assign monetary value to where you are going to and all the expenses you're going to incur, that is a budget. I say create a realistic monthly budget. Adjust as income or expenses change. I will share this with us. Then 50-30-20 rule: needs, want, saving. Apply that. Then use digital tools or apps for tracking. That is the foundation of smart saving. What is the foundation? Budgeting. You have to consciously plan how you spend your resources. Budgeting. Then we say the power of starting early. I want us to really see this now. The power of starting early. Now, time is your greatest asset. There's a popular saying, they will say, time is money. And from that singular statement, I've come to also deduce from it that the most valuable resources, the most valuable asset is not American dollars, nor the Nigerian naira, nor the South African rand, nor the Ghanaian cedi, nor the European euro. The most valuable resources is the currency of time. Time is money. If time is measured in time of the life we live, it means time wasted is life wasted. I did a simple calculation that if we have some of us listening to me today and you sleep for 8 hours in a day, it's good to sleep. I just want to draw our attention to this simple calculation. You sleep 8 hours in a day, and we have 24 hours in a day. That means 1/3 you invest in sleeping or you spend in sleeping. Now, if you live for 75 years and you sleep for 8 hours, no break, 1/3 of 75 years means 25 years. It means you have spent 25 good years out of your years on earth sleeping. And I say, yet we have some people who sleep more than 8 hours. I've had people before who argue, I can sleep more than you. When I eat the bed, 8 p.m. in the evening, nobody dare touch me until 8 the next day. Little sleep, little slumber. As if they are in sleeping competition, arguing. But what we're saying, time is your greatest asset. And what do I mean by this? Look at this calculation. Somebody who starts saving at 30 versus the person who starts saving at 50, 20 years gap. The first person start at 30, saves $200 a month at a 70% annual return. Can you see that? By age 60, those who save $1,200 only monthly, at age 30, we have at 60, $240,000. But we are talking of time now. See the second person, the person starts saving at 50, yet the same interest rate, 70% annual return. And by age 60, the person wants to find out maybe age 60 is retirement. How much have I saved so far in my savings account that yields 7% return? $58,000. Can you see the difference? The difference here is time. So it's good to start saving early, early. The person who starts at 30, by the time the person becomes 60, he has $240,000. And the person who starts saving 400 at 50 years old, and he was able to save only for 10 years, 58,000. See, starting 20 years earlier made a huge difference, more than 4 times the savings. Compound interest effect. Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it, earns it. He who doesn't, pays it. That is the savings I'm talking about that will show us today that is even happening in Nigeria and some of our banks. And see, it's simple. Compound interest with this formula, future value. That's the formula. Future value is the principal you save every month into 1 plus this is the interest rate over number of years raised to power the number of times or number of years you are saving that. We are going to see that and practically demonstrated as well. Investment strategies for retirement. One, say diversify your portfolio. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. As academia, I trust us in Nigeria. We are so smart, so intelligent, so creative, so innovative. Don't limit yourself to salaries alone. There are a lot deposited inside of us at creation. That's why God will tell us in that book, Bible, Genesis 1, verse 26, let us make man our image after our likeness and let them have dominion. God will not talk about dominion if there is no instrument of dominion that he has packaged inside of us. So we need to look inward. What other things can I package that will fetch me extra income? That's what we are saying. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Spreading investment across different asset classes reduces risk and improves stability. Different assets perform differently under market conditions, ensuring financial resilience. Then see another option here. Stock and bonds. Stocks offer growth potential but come with higher risk. But bonds provide steady income, though it may be long, and stability, because when you invest in bonds, it may tell you you're gonna get your money back in 5 years' time. Is it not better you invest in where you are sure of your returns at maturity? Here we have institutions who make opportunity available for investors who want to invest in bonds. Then real estate and real estate investment trust, mutual funds and ETF. ETF is exchange traded fund. Then treasury bills and fixed deposits. This was treated, these treasury bills and fixed deposit in our previous presentation. And this is where we bring in, we say treasury bills. That one is risk-free because it is floated by the CBN, Federal Government of Nigeria. And for the treasury bill, you may even ask if you are using an agent, or that, okay, if treasury bill is offering 20%, pay me my interest upfront. And that's actually the practice. You want to fee 5 million and they say the interest is 20%. 20% of 5 million, that's 1 million. That should be 1 million. 20% of 5 million. That should be 1 million. Then you can ask them to pay you upfront. Then you wait till maturity and get your 5 million. That's how this one works. Investment strategies for retirement. Seek professional guidance. A financial advisor can help align your investment with your retirement goals. Consult experts to manage risk, tax implications, and portfolio adjustment. See another, rebalance investment periodically. That is, adjust your portfolio. Today, I've invested this in this particular asset. Then another year, you may decide to diversify and put in another investment entirely. Shift from high risk stocks to more stable asset, bonds, fixed deposit as retirement near. And again, here, quotation, do not put all your eggs in one basket. Common pitfalls as we close. What are the common pitfalls to avoid as we talk about smart saving? Preparing for your tomorrow today. I say it, that the future you do not prepare for, when that future eventually arrives, you may not fit into that future. Number one, delayed saving. Pitfalls to avoid. The biggest mistake is waiting too long to start saving. The earlier you start, the more time your money has to grow through compound interest. Solution: start saving now, no matter how small. Every bit counts. Another pitfall to avoid is overdependence on pensions. Relying only on government or employer pensions may not be enough. Inflation and policy changes can reduce the value of pension payout. That's where you can even access that money. Because we have people struggling today. They even get their terminal benefits. The problem. What's the solution? Diversify income streams with investment, passive income, and personal savings. As I share this with us, so it won't look as if it's just theory. The last time I collected salary from anybody, when we talk of salary, April 2023. That was when I resigned. As a full-time professor from Nasarawa State University, Kefi. That was the last time I collect salary. Even here in the United States, we see all these things to give glory to God. Even here in the U.S., universities like Southern University, what I chose to do with them is a consultant to go train their students on this use of IT, because I found out that they just have the computer systems there. They don't have accounting software on their system. And the reason is they don't have crop of lecturers that are digitally inclined when it comes to accounting software. Last semester, they talked to me, okay, come around this semester, let us give you some courses to teach. And I will tell you something, Now, when they give you a course, per course, if you as a visiting professor here, is $5,000. Yet, I did not even have the time. And in another couple of weeks, the semester will be over. I did not go to see them until just 2 days ago. And I went there for a different thing. Not because I have too much money or I don't need. Even billionaires still want more money. But the things I've been doing so much that there is no time where I will go and tie myself down somewhere in the name of salary. Because the way it works, like in Nigeria, I say we should even be thankful our policies in universities, our rules and regulations, so flexible. It's only in Nigeria you see a professor or you see PhDs, they can come to class, teach students at any time that is convenient. Of today, I don't know if that's the same thing with private universities in Nigeria, but I know in public universities, you can reschedule lecture. In the US, it's not like that. They give you appointment as a lecturer, except necessity necessitate. You are not expected to miss your classes. As a matter of fact, at the end of the semester, it's your student that will even grade you. They will assess you. And based on whatever assessment, the university can take a decision. So I don't want to just put myself in a fix that won't be able to maximize my potentials to the fullest. And let me also share this with some of us, because it may also be part of your own retirement benefit. I will talk to Dr. Chris later when the thing fully mature. As a matter of fact, the next stage I am now, as I'm talking to you, is to have a university register in the United States, White Knight University. It's time to give back to society. And once I get that one done, it will be one of the universities. We already have some universities that are tuition free. That's my plan. It will be tuition free. Student will, because university very expensive here. Let's leave that one. Now we say over depend, no budgeting or planning. Lack of financial planning leads to unnecessary stress in retirement. Without a budget, you may outspend your savings too quickly. So you have to budget. What is the solution? Have a detailed retirement budget, tracking all expenses and future needs. Common pitfalls to avoid again, ignoring inflation. Don't ignore inflation. The cost of living rises every year, not only in Nigeria, it's global. Global inflation, meaning your savings today might not be enough for you tomorrow. Correct? You say 500,000 today. In next year, what 500,000 we buy today, 500,000 will not buy it. Purchasing power is reduced. Inflation can erode your retirement funds if not accounted for. Solution: invest in inflation protected assets like real estate, dividend stocks, and treasury inflation protected securities. You see, what we do, even in accounting, we depreciate furniture, we depreciate office fittings, we depreciate motor vehicle. But when it comes to landed property, we don't depreciate property. What we do is revaluation, not depreciation. We revalue landed property, building, because the value appreciates. Then common pitfall again to avoid: emotional spending. Retirement doesn't mean unlimited luxury spending. Many retirees overspend early, leaving little for later years. Solution: stick to a smart spending plan, avoid impulse purchases, and prioritize essential expenses. And Benjamin Franklin is telling us here, failing to plan is planning to fail. In conclusion, we want to see some case studies and some insights. Case examples of current savings account interest rate offered by banks. These are Nigerian bank. See the first one. Please pay attention carefully. This is the new one or another area I want to open our eyes to see, other than the AXA Mansard. For AXA Mansard, you need about 5 million for you to start. But for these small saving Nigerian banks, you don't need up to 1 million, you don't need up to 5 million in some cases. Let's see this one. A Standard Chartered Bank has these provisions. We have the standard savings account, that's the name of the account, offers an interest rate of 8.18% per annum. Then they have another one called e-saver account, provides tiered interest rates, 9% for balances between 1 naira and 999,999 naira point 99 kobo. Let's just say when you run this one is 1 million, thereabout. So if you have balances between 1 naira to 1 million naira or 999,999 naira and 99 kobo, you attract 9% per annum. 10% for balances from 1 million to 19,999,999 naira 0.99. Then 10.5% for balances between 20 million and 1 naira and 99,999,999 naira and 99 kobo. Then 11% for balances of 100 million and above. If you bank with Standard Chartered Bank, you don't need to be banking with them. You may decide to just walk up, meet their customer service, ask them for information about their various savings account, not current account now. We are talking of smart saving. I've said it earlier. Current account, you are the one who even pay for the services they render to you. But when we come to savings account, they pay you interest. Now, Union Bank of Nigeria and savings account offers a uniform interest rate of 5.5%, 5.55% per annum across various deposit bands up to 4,999,999 with 5.90% for balances of 5 million and above. See that? Let's go. That's not all. Case examples of current savings account interest rate offered by Nigerian Bank, Zenith Bank. There is an account called Save for Me account designed for targeted savings. This account offers an interest rate of 11% per annum. Then Stanbic IBTC Bank maximum yield account provides interest rate linked to the monetary policy rate. The CBN that fixes this monetary policy rate. So 10%, if for example CBN say the monetary policy rate is 23%, then 10% of it is what Stanbic IBTC Bank will pay as interest on savings. But they have some condition for amount less than 100,000, or if more than one withdrawal is made per month. What this one mean that when you talk of savings account, please, that's where we need to be disciplined. You can't say you want to be saving 100,000 towards retirement. You now put 100,000 this month. Next month, you now tell yourself, there's a way Yoruba put that adage. They will tell you, owo lowo, somebody else money or my own money, may I never lack anyone. Whether somebody says some money or my own money, may I never lack. Somebody, you now put 100,000 this month. A need now arise tomorrow. Instead of you to just see how you will look at opportunities or explore other avenue to get money to meet that need, you now quickly go from that same saving you are doing towards retirement. Go and pull out 50,000. I will return it. That's not how it will work. As a matter of fact, I won't be surprised. Like I have an example here in my bank, Capital One Bank in the US. The bank, I don't know the criteria they use. They just unpick some customers and they wrote me, I got the mail that you are one of our big customers here. So this offer is made available only to select customers. If you can fix, is it $50,000? Okay, the lower limit is like $20,000 to 50,000. If you can put in a savings account, not current account, and you leave it there for the first 3 months, you will not touch. Here is the percentage interest. And I put the money, I keep putting money there, left it there for that 3 months. As a matter of fact, after meeting that condition number one, after the first 3 months, don't touch. After paying me my normal interest, they still pay me another bonus for even leaving the money there for 3 months. See, 500 and something dollars. To the glory of God, the interest I get from that savings account here in US is what I use in paying the office rent where I'm seated now doing my presentation monthly. So Some bank may even say, put your 100,000 monthly consistent, and anytime you will now withdraw, you withdraw from the money you put in. Of course, it will affect your interest. It will affect an additional 0.5% bonus interest, totaling 10.5% of monetary policy rate per annum for daily balance existing 100,000. That's for Stanbic IBTC Bank. Provided no more than one withdrawal. Can you see the condition here? Provided that no more than one withdrawal is made monthly. The Access Bank Instant Savings Account offers an interest rate of 8.175% per annum with specific conditions on deposit and balance limit. Now, let's see the practical as I conclude. See questions. I've decided here to just pick different banks and different example. Savings calculation, case 1, Peter's monthly savings projection at JP Morgan Chase Bank. Dr. Peter, a lecturer at Southern University, starts saving $200. Can you see that? As small as $200 monthly, not daily. At age 30 in JP Morgan Chase Bank. The savings attract an annual interest rate of 7% compounded monthly. Goal: determine the amount saved by the time Peter turns 60. If retirement age is 60 and he's a lecturer at 30 and he starts saving at 30 rather. See how he's saving just $200 every month at age 30, 7% compounded monthly. See, monthly saving 200, annual interest 7%, duration 30 years. That's 360 months. Monthly interest rate is 0.005833. How do we arrive at this? Divide the 7% annual interest rate by 12. You will get this. This is the formula. Using the future value of annuity formula, see the total savings. So by the time Dr. Peter will be 60 years old, he's having in his savings account $245,000, 417.50. Let's come back home to Nigeria. Dr. Moses, an associate professor at Federal University Makurdi. I even want us to compare this case 2 and case 3. Now see something. Dr. Moses, an associate professor at Federal University Makurdi, starts saving 50,000 naira monthly at age 45 in Union Bank. The savings attract an annual interest rate of 5.55% compounded monthly. Goal: determine the amount saved by the time he turns 70. So if retirement age for professor is 70 in Nigeria, by the time that professor is retiring, that's Dr. Moses, an associate prof, see what he will have in his account. Monthly savings, 50,000 naira. Annual interest rate, just 5.55%. Duration, 25 years. That is from 45 years to 70 years. Monthly interest rate is given. Formula is there. See amount he had when he will turn 70. 32,495,932.11 kobo. Just by saving 50,000 naira only every month, consistently, at interest rate of 5.55% per annum. When he turns 70, he will be having 32 million. You need to, I'm not sure our pension as professor will be as much as this. I don't know the calculation of that one. Now let's see. I want us to compare Dr. Peter, who started saving at 45, with another person now who starts saving later. Professor Enoch, a professor at Federal University Makurdi, starts saving 50,000 naira monthly at age 55. That's 10-year difference. In Union Bank, the saving attract an annual interest rate of 5.55% per annum. Goal: determine the amount saved by the time he turns 70. See, monthly savings, 50,000, annual interest rate, duration 180 months, monthly interest. See what Professor Enoch, who did not start early, see what he will get. 14 million and 60,959 naira point 50 kobo. Compare it with 32 million, somebody who started early. 14 million, this 32 million. Now I ask us a question. What are the key takeaways from the case studies? If just one, two person can unmute from these three case studies I have just shown us, what are the key takeaways? Let's make it a bit interactive before I conclude. Anybody, any volunteer, please, if you are really following this presentation, the key takeaway from the three case studies.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Dr. E.A. Igomu. Can you hear me?
Very well, loud and clear. Key takeaways.
Okay. My takeaway from the illustration or the case studies are that it is important to start saving early.
Thank you, sir.
Secondly, it is important to be consistent in the saving. No matter the amount being earned, it is important to save early and be consistent. And on no account or occasion that you should be tempted to touch the savings. That is, we should not spend from our savings. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for that contribution. Because spending, I'll come from the last statement you made now. Touching your savings may amount to you breaking the rules. And some of these banks, each time I want to say something negative, I don't want to be directing that to our nation. Our nation, we have great people. Some of them may just be waiting for you to break one rule. Like we have had that case before. We had that experience before. Somebody took a loan from the bank and he has never defaulted in paying back. Consistent. It's just like took a loan for like 5 years and the person paid for like more than 3 years. There's something happened that he couldn't pay a particular month. He defaulted. And by the time they now review the loan, if you see the amount they now debited to him that is even owing. Because at that point, that guy came. This is the amount I took. This is what happened. So we use one of our amortization schedules. We have those templates and we run it and we realize that the bank just played on his ignorance. They want to punish him for defaulting. Just defaulting payment. The same thing with savings. I'm just drawing from what doctor just said now. When you default, they may look at it as opportunity to take back from you the interest they have been accumulating in your savings account. Nobody is happy to give you any free money. You feel all right. Except we have any contribution, any other person, that one is sufficient. That is, we should start early, then we should be consistent, be disciplined. As I conclude, your retirement, that's another subheading, your retirement action plan. Define your retirement goals. Evaluate current resources, what you have available. What are your goals first? Your current resources, access current savings, pensions, investment, and assets. Then create a savings and investment plan. Very, very important. Then we have monitor and adjust regularly. Live with purpose. Stay engaged through hobbies, volunteering or mentorship, strengthen social connections and wellness routines. Plan a legacy, impact your community or family through charitable contribution or mentorship. And here we say go without a plan is just a wish. And when we say monitor and adjust regularly here, retirement plan is not static. Review it annually. Tools and resources, budget planners, helps track monthly income, expenses, and savings goals, ensures consistent savings, and prevents overspending. Example, Microsoft Excel budget template. We have all these. And this one are apps that you can access online. It's part of what we say we're gonna do practical demonstration in our future training conferences. Time will not permit me to demonstrate them. Savings tracker apps, we have them automate tracking of savings progress and investment growth. Provide real-time financial insight and spending analysis. Like this, you need a budget. Here, example, Mint, Pocket Guard. Then retirement calculators. Estimate how much you need to save for retirement based on age, expenses, and expected income. It helps you to plan for inflation, investment growth, and retirement duration. And we have the examples there. Tools and resources, online investment platforms allow easy investment in stocks, bonds, mutual funds. Ideal for diversified investment management with low fees. We have examples there. Robinhood, Vanguard, Charles, SkillUp, eToro. Then professional advisory service is very, very important. Certified financial advisors provide personalized investment and savings guidance. Knowledge is power, but applying it is wisdom, which guarantees success. Some quotes we will need as I close. Retirement is wonderful if you have much to live on and much to live for. Reason some people are frustrated today after retirement, they look back. What have I done with all my years? Where is the reward of my labor? Where are the rewards, or where is the reward of my labor? They did not plan for tomorrow, today. Some did not plan at all. That's why I tell us it is never too late to start. Start somewhere. And we say the best time to start was yesterday. The next best time is now. Say yesterday is gone, forget about it. Tomorrow does not exist. Don't worry yourself. Today is here. So the next best time is today. Retirement is an opportunity to monetize wisdom and build a lasting impact. Your retirement should be a reward, not a regret. Not a regret. Summary and key takeaways: start early, save consistently, budget and invest wisely, avoid common traps, take action today. And according to one of the fathers of modern scientific management, Peter Drucker, hear what he said. The best way to predict the future is to create it. A man is the architect of his own life. So, questions and discussions. I have questions here. You can pencil this or screenshot. We may not provide the answers here, maybe later. What will you start doing today? This food for thought for us now. What savings habit do you need to build? How will you define your ideal retirement? These are questions, and I say they are food for thought for us. You don't need to answer that. Thank you, sirs and mas, for your attention. I think I am done.
Whoa. Thank you so much, Professor. Thank you so much. I said that it's always an enigmatic experience listening to you every time. And I'm sure that those that are on this call would also feel the same way, at least for those that are listening to you for the first time. But very quickly, we would just want to open up this call for questions, maybe areas of concerns, requests for clarification, and all that. But before that is done, just to inform that the BOT chair of our cooperative, ably represented by the vice chairman of the ASU branch here in FUAM, Dr. Ikume, is also on this call. I will open up the floor now. Please, if you do have any question, you can signify by raise of hand or just maybe post your questions on the comment section as well. So over to you, please. If you have any question, you're free to do so.
Yes, I have a question.
Yeah, please go ahead, sir.
Thank you very much, Prof. Thank you very much, Chairman. My name is Dr. Mosola Fayo. As regard savings, you gave about 2 case studies, and 2 of them lasted for 10 and 25 years, if I'm not mistaken. But the issue whereby inflation setting, and maybe 15 years ago, that 50,000 was something. Now, with the inflation, 50,000 couldn't amount to anything. How do you go about that? in making sure that something substantial come out when you retire. Not that inflation will, the issue of inflation with savings. Will you say now 50,000, you remain at that, or you change it, you increase it, or how do you handle that so that you have something substantial at retirement? That's my question.
All right. Another question. Another question, or that's the only one we have? Do we have any other question, please?
Yes, I have.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Thank you, Prof, for doing justice to this topic. But I'm quite enlightened and encouraged to say my question is similar to what the last speaker has asked. That you save and allow the money to be there dormant over years, only to retire and then start assessing it. Or is it not better to actually invest this money where the money will be yielding dividends or interest over the time than allowing it to lie dormant in our account only to get a less value because of inflation or inflationary concerns? So which one is better? Is it the investment or the actual saving where the money is dormant? Thank you, sir.
Another question.
Hello, good afternoon, Prof.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yes, my name is Dr. Ngodo Magdalene Tiona from Joseph Sawantaka University. And the last person that just commented hit on the point I want to also talk about. I feel at 50, 55, one is more active. I think your presentation should capture the early stage of our activities, how we can save to maximize opportunities. Because at 70, 75, my brother, you'll be old, you'll be too old to move by yourself to do some of the projects. If I have 35 million, for example, being saved over time, and at 50 I'm using it, I think it will be more meaningful than keeping money dormant till when I'm 75 or 70 plus, when my energy will be failing me as at that time. So your presentation should also capture the younger people in the job. Thank you.
All right, let me react to this question starting from the last one. If you follow my presentation very well, I pick an example of someone who started saving. That's in the examples. I want to be sure now. When we look at the various examples, we look at example of a lecturer, the case of Dr. Peter, a lecturer at Southern University. That's the very first example. So that one address the issue you raised now. 30 years. I feel 30 years is young enough to start planning. And from that example, let me share my screen again so we'll be on the same page. I'm sure you can see this now. Dr. Peter, a lecturer at Southern University, starts saving 200 monthly at age 30. And if I use this young lecturer at age 30 as a classic example, now, what is a cup of water in a mighty ocean? On the average, especially those in my area, my discipline, accounting and finance, if I take up a full-time job now in any university in the US, I think the minimum they pay, okay, don't know if I say young now, 30, a 30-year-old may not be a professor. But if I look at a professor, is between 5 and 8,000 monthly, $8,000. Then let's assume this young lecturer at 30 now is even receiving like $3,000 as a starter in the US. I'm just using this example. What is $200 compared to $3,000 to be saved monthly? It means these guys still have as much as $2,800 to play around with, to invest in other things. Remember, saving for retirement. That's why we take the topic smart saving. That is, you are deliberate about this saving, that I'm just saving towards my retirement. I'm not saying that all you need to do for retirement is just this saving. You have other investment. Nobody is saying don't do other investment. If you look at the principle I also shared, you define your goal and you have a focus that, okay, I'm defining this account I'm opening now at age 30 is solely for my old age, retirement. SARS and mass. I mean, I've seen things. Oh, I've seen people, they even pay bulk money. They will millions that you will never imagine that money can just be wasted. After retirement, they will be asking, what have I done this? And I say, you don't need to wait until you have that big one to go and invest. Start something small. So this one has addressed the last observation raised by the person that asked that question. There is provision for younger age. If you are 30, I don't know the age they employ lecturers there. Maybe some first class students, they retain them. So this one is an example that has addressed the younger one. And all we are saying, maybe I use a stone to kill two birds now, that when you put this money in monthly, you know I'm saving for old age, but that does not stop you from doing other investment. Then the second question is, which is better? Is it investment or just keep money dormant? No. What we are saying about even these savings, that if you save money and the bank have their rules and regulations, that okay, save 100,000 every month. I shared this one also earlier. But our rule is you are permitted to withdraw, but not more than once in a month. And you feel you need money to do something elsewhere, that means you are not ready, you are not prepared for this smart saving we are talking about. But if you define that out of the 400,000 I'm receiving every month, maybe your salary is 400,000, or you have some other, you have diversified, you have other source of income. You say, no matter what, even if I need money for real estate, I need money for other investment, I will source that money from any other avenue. But I want to be consistent. I want to maintain this saving. It may be as small as 50,000 monthly. What we are saying is drops of water make a mighty ocean. Like we saw here in this the second case study. See somebody here, just 50,000 naira every month at age 55, at age 45. And this guy saved for how many years? He's just dropping it there, dropping it 25 years. Now, by the time you look at your saving, they will be giving you a lot. By the time your saving, for example, amount to 20 million, if you now feel that you can't leave your money, 20 million naira lying idle in savings account, and you have done your investment analysis and you have investment opportunity wherein the risk is calculated, you can go and even decide to close your savings account and invest that 20 million depending on how much. So nobody is saying once you start saving this money, you leave it idle. Of course, as an investor, you read the market. Say, if I have this amount of money here, 20 million, and I have another lucrative investment opportunity that will fetch me a return over and above the 5.55% offered to me by Union Bank, why not? That's how investors do. And you are sure that return is guaranteed. We also have people, even the last presentation, I did some group of people. After the presentation, the person called me and drew my attention. They said, Prof, and this is the problem I have. I have some huge sum of money in the time past, and they convinced me that I should go and fix it, invest it somewhere. I lost everything. I've forgotten how many millions he said she lost. Is it 25 million? And ever since then, she has been discouraged in investment. So is it better? Which one is better? For you to wait until you have huge money, go and invest somewhere that we don't pray it crash, and the one that you will begin to put monthly small saving that you will not even feel you are dropping something, and it will accumulate later into a big one, so that at retirement, when you look back, 32 million, or I doubt if I will check at retirement whether our professors even get up to this 32. I don't know how much they pay them, whether pension or whatever is up to this. All right, the last question, that's number one now, where inflation comes in. Again, to take care of inflation, we just marry all the questions are interwoven. To take care of inflation, because inflation will always be experienced. Nobody have control over that one. And in inflation, they will tell us we have the hyperinflation, we have the galloping inflation, different category. But do you know that we even have that one is not in textbook. We are the one that give that one name. We have self-made, self-inflicted inflation. You go to market because there is no price regulation. Go to your market in the morning, price a particular product, they can tell you 100,000. Go back a few hours later, they will tell you it's now 120,000 because there's no price control, no price regulation. Self-made inflation. That one you cannot control. And since you need the product, there's nothing you can do about that one. Now, to cushion for the effect of inflation, that's why we are now saying when you gather enough. See, for some of us who have more than enough to take care of your retirement, this smart saving may not be relevant to you. Now go and invest that huge sum of money in real estate. I explained earlier that in accounting, we depreciate furniture, we depreciate office fittings, we depreciate furniture, we depreciate motor vehicle. But when it comes to real estate, when it comes to landed property, we don't talk about depreciation. We talk about revaluation. It always appreciates. So that appreciation of this real estate will take care of inflation. I believe I've answered the three questions. If you have any more, you can ask.
Thank you so much, Prof. Of course, we are fast running out of time. Your presentation just captivates us in a way that we are losing track of time already. Thank you so much, Professor. We
Thank you,
really
sir.
do appreciate. And just to note here that Prof is doing this for us gratis, all the way from the US. Of course, it's a collaboration with the Certified Institute for Business Entrepreneurs and our cooperative. So we are very happy, sir, that you are able to find the time. We know what is worth to have you on this kind of call. But for purposes of security, we will not mention the amount. And this is something you have done for us absolutely for free to see how we can enhance our financial literacy. We are very grateful to you, Prof. And you'll be hearing from us very shortly as well.
All right. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Have a wonderful
day. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Prof. Yes. Our next speaker is from the Nupenco.